Hi, welcome everyone back to Let's Play Persona 5. Last time, we stole Kamoshido's heart. You don't seem to be too into sports. Okay, I'm gonna explain something real quick. I actually do, what I do for a living actually is related to sports. Specifically, high school American football. But sports in general is how I make my living.
Do you know the answer?
What event did Emperor... I don't even know how to pronounce his name correctly, because the Roman Empire is Italian, yes? Italian or Greek in their language. Is it a mix of both? I don't remember my history that far back. Not well enough. If you can, like 1850s onward, I'm pretty decent. 1830s is where you start to get a gray area for me. What event? Bodybuilding, that doesn't make sense. Cooking, no. Dancing, that doesn't make sense for that time period. Let's see. It's gotta be singing, isn't it? I don't think dancing was that big in that time period, was it? I don't even know how you would judge bodybuilding or cooking in an Olympic sport. Cooking is more of a mental thing, isn't it? I'm gonna go with singing, but I can't check the network without picking an answer, so... Or before I pick an answer, so I'm gonna go with singing. I just want to see what the network says. Yeah, nobody was buying cooking. Nobody was buying cooking whatsoever. Yeah, I was gonna pick singing regardless, but I was curious to see. I have a feeling most of these answer records, by the way, are going to highlight the correct answer. It's singing.
Correct.
Yay. More like I just picked the only one that made sense to me. Nero's tone deaf, but he ended up winning. The Emperor held absolute power after all. Well... Interesting. I actually did... Yes. Technically a choir? It's like a singing thing. I did it for like 10 years or something. I don't know what it was properly called. It was a singing group thing. It wasn't a band because we didn't play any instruments, we just sung. But I did it for like 10 years or so. Then the day after I found out, it's actually kind of funny. The day I found out that it was going to be disbanded, that they weren't going to do it anymore, my voice ended up changing to what it is now. It happened the day after or so. Before I actually got complaints that my voice sounded like a girl. But my voice changed to what you're currently hearing now, like the day after I found out that I wouldn't be able to do that anymore. In that group. I wasn't paying attention to what it was saying. Apparently he was a bad man. That's what the teacher was trying to imply.
Nice going!
People want to borrow my notes. The secret is there aren't any notes. Just in my head. Because my desk space is taken up by this cat. Yay! A whopping 1 knowledge. Like we're almost about to rank up proficiency.
All right.
If it's like previous games, I think you need 8 points for the first level up. And reevaluating arrows. Is it supposed to be Nero or Naru? Is it, or is it like Nero? Like a hard E? I don't know. I'm dyslexic, so I wouldn't be able to tell you.
No, no, no.
You could say it's all a matter of perception.
Have you seen Kamoshida?
The game hasn't shown him to me.
Really think he changed?
I hope so.
Well, yeah.
Oh, perfect timing.
What's up, Kawakami?
Study hall will be held instead of PE today. I'm letting you know just in case you haven't heard.
Oh. Okay.
Mr. Kamoshida has taken the day off.
Okay.
He ain't here?
Don't tell anyone that you heard this from me.
Not a problem.
But we received word that Mr. Kamoshida is placing himself under suspension. It's such an important time before the tournament, too.
Ouch.
Principal Kobayakawa went to talk to him about it, but he supposedly wasn't making any sense.
Huh.
Wait, a suspension?
Ryuji! Quiet your tongue.
Not so loud! The talks about your expulsions may be put on hold, too. I don't know too much about it, though.
That's fine.
Anyway, I've relayed what's going on to you.
Yep.
Looks like something happened. At least it sounds different from a mental shutdown.
Yeah. Though I kinda wanted it.
I guess all we can do is wait.
I mean, he can't expel us from the grave now, can he? He probably can.
Well then.
Alright, we did all we can, now we wait. Oh, with perfect timing. No, Windows 10, I do not want to run whatever you just wanted me to run. I'm in the middle of recording. My normal computer I use runs Windows 7, but I'm actually using a laptop to record my PS4 games. Cool. I'm gonna go train. We decide later. I'm gonna check something quick. Treasure, it looks like I just converted to money. Materials, I purchased. There's no skill cards. Yeah, let's go ahead and hang out with Ryuji right now.
Yeah!
Oh, somebody's irritated.
Whoa!
Oh, you know these people? Why did you think he would come crawling back to you people? Let's not fight, gentlemen. Yeah, I'm not so sure about that. Calm down. Oh, yay! That must have been the right response. What was the point of them coming out here anyway? I mean, Ryuji wasn't bothering them by running, weren't they? You didn't run into them physically. They said they saw him from the window. Yes, but what it sounded like to me is they tried to break his leg. Why don't you go try to form your own track team then if you care about it that much? Again, I don't know what the point of that was. Yeah? But you didn't hit him. Yay! Rinko. Follow-up. Chance to perform a follow-up attack if Joker's attack does not down the enemy.
All right.
Progress.
Hmm?
Yeah. They came over here looking for a fight, but Ryuji didn't strike first. That's what it looked like to me. They thought about fighting. They were thinking about fighting Ryuji, but then Ryuji didn't strike first, so he didn't make their decision for them.
See ya!
Had Ryuji struck first, that would have given them as much ammunition they needed to start the fight.
Ah, you're back.
I like how my controller vibrates in these little scenes. Oh yeah, we did do that. Oh. Let's have a chat, huh?
Let's do it.
Yo.
Huh. Yeah.
Yo. Hey, how's school? You're not causing any trouble, are you?
No.
Good.
Why would I, though?
I've got to report to your probation officer twice a month.
Oh, do we ever get to see that probation officer, I wonder?
It's already a pain in the ass as is, so please don't make me have to write even more crap. Got that? This society is kept in check by laws and authority figures. You can go and get yourself killed if you want, but don't go dragging other people into your mess. The last thing we need is more idiots like you roaming around. Hmm? What's wrong? Yeah, I'm heading out now. Sorry about that. I know. The usual, right? Okay. I'll see you later. As you can see, I'm pretty damn busy both at work and in my private life. If you could lend a hand, it'd really be a great help.
I like the way his portrait looks at the player when he says that. If you could lend a hand, if you know what I mean. Be glad to.
Now we're talking. Either way, I won't ask you to work for free. If you agree to help me, then I'll teach you how to make the perfect cup of coffee. Not a bad trade, eh?
Makes me think he literally just made up that on the spot, based on the way his voice sounded. Yeah, sure.
All right. Looks like we got ourselves a deal.
The distance between me and Sojiro seems to be closing slightly. Oh dear. Time skip?
You may call yourself a phantom thief, but you're still a minor. Someone had to support you. Furthermore, they did so knowing you were a part of that group.
We'll find out about that later, I'd imagine. Right now it doesn't seem Sojiro knows, but then again, other than the whole calling card thing, we haven't really done anything.
Isn't the owner of that cafe an accomplice of yours?
I mean, does the question not answer itself?
I am thou. Thou art I. Thou hast acquired a new vow. It shall become the wings of rebellion that breaketh thy chains of captivity. With the birth of the Hierophant persona,